Hello Stig. In this short video I'll explain how to install one of the most famous intrusion detection systems, which is snort, and it's considered to be a security function to protect me against any malicious attacks. I will install it in Linux. My operating system, it's Linux, it's Kali Linux, which is built on Debian. So I will be using the D package manager to configure it. But I will start firstly by install it from the Linux repositories. Let's see if I have the correct source list. So I will edit my apt source list. Hopefully, yes, perfect. Now this is the correct repository. So I will apt advanced package apt get install snort. Then here is my IP 0.1 and it's 24 the net mask. It will be installed. Until it is installed, I can open the snort from the official website. So I will open Google and write download snort. Snort.org, yes, it's this one. And here I can see snort 29.131, which is the latest version. I will save it. So later on I can set it up from the source. Now it's get installed already. Let's start it. Let's first see service, snort status. It's inactive status, so it's dead. If I would like to start it, I will just service snort start. Now I get the service started. If I tried the status command again, it will say active and running. Let's get now to downloads. As I can see, it's .tar.gz. So I will unzip the file by the tar-zxvf. If I would like to know more about this command, like this argument zxvf, what does it do? I can just man tar and then I can read. I will find every argument and what it's doing, but I know it already for this one. The X is to extract it, the V is to make it verbose, and the F is to read from a file. zxvf snort. I forgot to put the X. As I can see, it's get extracted. So if I did list, I will find here a folder called snort. So now I will change to this folder. I will find here a file called compile and a file called configuration. So I will just write configure and then it will be automatically configured. Let's get back to keep it as simple as possible and reconfigure the default setting in snort. So I will use the dpackage command, reconfigure snort, and then I will click enter. Then I'll choose the boot, correct, and then OK. Here it's asking me to choose my interface. I'm using Wi-Fi, for example, so I'll choose wireless LAN 0. If I'm using like wired connection, I will choose the S0. If I would like to know more about this, I'll just open a command line and I write ifn config. It will tell me which one I'm using. In my case, I'm using both the Ethernet and the WLAN. So let's leave it for the Ethernet. Okay. Would you like to disable the promiscuous mode? No? Yes. Okay. Choose the daily summaries by email. Yes. And I would like these emails to be sent to the user classic. And I would like, if it happened twice, for example, the alert, then I want it to be reported. Now it's has been saved or reconfigured. I can just restart the service. Now the service is restarted and it's running. I can check it by typing the status, and now it's active and running. Getting back to my report, so here we went through how to install it from source, how to install it from the Linux repositories. This is how to build it manually. It was the configuration part that I did when I get here, and I did configure. This part will build it, but we will not go through this one to keep it simple. The other one here, if the service running and active, we made it already. Now how to make a backup or to add a rule. Let's say, for example, I have a new rule. If I would like to know, there is here, you will find a lot of rules. You can write here, for example, buffer overflow for SMTP, for example, or FTP. I will find a lot of result. I choose the one I want to use, and I can get here nano etc snort rules, and then the rule which I want to edit. Let's say SMTP rules, for example. I'll get down. I will just add the hashtag comment, hashtag sign to uncomment or to comment my rule. So whatever I will write, it will be ignored by the program because I don't have any rule in my head right now. So I will write alert UDP, for example, and then I will do whatever rule I have. Then I will click yes, and then my rule will be saved. It's very, very handy to take a copy of the configuration file, config. So if something get messed up, I can restore it easily. I don't need to reinstall the program or anything. So I will call it .backup. Then now if I get to the etc snort and I list, I will find here the original configuration file and my backup configuration file. Now I can nano my configuration, and then, for example, whatever configuration I put, I'll find it here. I can edit whatever configuration, like this one, for example. I know that the rule path is in the path and it's called STMP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, or FTP or SSHD, whatever it is. I'll just put it and then I will save it. In the next video, I will explain how to install the fail to pan and how it looks like. Thank you.